여보세요. 안녕, as Diva says, right? Now, this was pretty cool. This is like one of those things I had, because lately there have been a lot of these, what was it? New Jeans had the League of Legends song for the cup, and now we have Les Sserafim with Perfect Night, which is for Overwatch 2. And Overwatch is a game I've played for a few years now, since I want to say 2017, somewhere around there. I didn't play it from the very beginning, like the launch, but since it was Overwatch and not Overwatch 2 yet, right? So it's a game that I'm very familiar with. And this was, I have always mean to do these sooner than I actually get around to doing them. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is cool because it's a game that I play and that I'm into and that I've been into. And, you know, like, so I already am very familiar with it. And, yeah, so it just seems like a really fun take. Oh, and then Espa had the Pokemon song also, right? It seems like they would be the obvious choice for a video game collaboration or whatever. Actually, you know what would be cool is if they put Novice into some kind of game somewhere. It just makes sense, right? But anyways, this didn't dawn on me for a long time because when I started playing Overwatch, I didn't really know the lore or the story about it. I just looked at it mechanically, like how the game is played and, you know, how they have these different characters in it. Because it always really seemed to me like, like as if you crossed something like Mortal Kombat or something like that with a Call of Duty game or something, right? Because it is this first-person shooter concept, but they have these... It's not realistic. Like, it's a larger than life characters that have these crazy abilities, you know. So you have like, well, for instance, Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat can freeze somebody, and Mei can freeze somebody too. Well, she used to be able to outright freeze. Now she just kind of slows them down. But you see what I mean? Like the adaptation of some of those specific character qualities and ideas, and then putting it into a different format, you know, and it just happens to be animated in a very, very high quality way. Like that's really the main thing, is it's this visual, you know, sort of masterwork, you know. It's like it really is quite impressive. But this, I was like, okay, this is gonna be fun. And the point I was trying to make was that early on I started playing as Diva, right? Again, without knowing the lore or the story behind it. It isn't until like way after the fact that I realized that the character of Diva actually is a K-pop idol, you know? Because I had no idea. I was like, oh, okay, I don't know what's going on. I just like playing the game. But then after I, you know, started to figure out what was going on with the story, right? And then even then it took me forever, and I was, you know, thinking about it. I said, wait a minute. Pretty much my main is an idol, like always has been, you know. Like there was already a connection there even before I realized it, or had even like listened to any K-pop music or whatever. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, Les Sserafim with Perfect Night. Okay, I've been waiting to check this out.
Me and my girlies, we gon' party till it's early, going
Oh, that was like way more chill, I guess, than I was expecting, right? It's kind of like lo-fi beats to get your play of the game to. Um yeah, like really actually quite warm. I maybe was expecting something a little bit harder or a little bit more edge, but this is actually a really warm and soft type of a vibe. Um uh Really cool guitar rhythm part there, right? That's that kind of lo-fi guitar kind of feel. Nice. It's a cool little riff, man. Like it's got that, kind of like analog sound to it, right? That gives it that lo-fi quality. It's not a pristine sound, right? The tone is a little bit fuzzy, like it's a little bit muddied, but at the same time, it kind of makes those little pull-offs and everything, like it has a richness to it, like it has a very strong tone that is kind of obscured a little bit by that type of sort of like, yeah, kind of tape sound. It sounds like something recorded on an older piece of tech, right? But really nice bass sound as well. Like I think we have maybe played bass and 808 stacked. It's so laid back, man. The drums, the percussion part, very sort of narrow sounds. Like the it's somewhat punchy, but there's not like a great amount of sustain, and a lot of it is the thinner kind of taps as opposed to like snare drum hits or even the kick, right? Like there's not a whole lot of sustain on the percussion part of the mix, so it ends up sort of adding to the very light, almost weightless type of feeling, right? Like this whole track is so mellow and light. If it doesn't, it feels like floating almost. Like it's so just warm and laid back. Even the vocal melodies, there's some descending lines that are going on, but all of it is, not like a pure falsetto, but definitely a narrow type of vocal tone that is up at the higher end of the registers, and rhythmically it's also not super intense. There are some percussive fills that start to reach like the 16th note subdivision. It's fairly upbeat as far as the tempo. Like it's not going super fast or anything, but it's also not going super slow. It's just the laid back feel of everything that's going on in the mix. But it does move along like that. Actually, it's one of those that doesn't quite feel like it's 3 minutes. Like it kind of it goes by very quickly. But a lot of it is just like floaty, warm, weightless groove. It's like I was anticipating maybe a little bit harder, maybe like some buzzy synth or something kind of cutting, but no, it's not that at all. It's pretty interesting, man. It's pretty interesting. So that little phrase is playing, right? That's like the lo-fi version. You know what I mean? Like you can totally hear that compression and everything. That's kind of making that mix sound like it's going through like a mono channel or something like you know what I mean? So you get sort of like that intro phrase there. So I can't tell if this is. It sounds like a played bass though, right? Boom, 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 and then you have the guitar doing a rhythm part of strumming some of the chords, and it hits that little pull off in there, right? Makes it a little bit licky. Dun 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 dun. And most of it is like it has some nice syncopation, but we're mainly staying around like eighth notes. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and oh yeah, you can really hear the upbeats in the guitar rhythm. So paying attention to the phrasing, right? Because you're hearing like that light sort of tap, right? Boom, tap, boom, tap. That's accenting on the upbeats all throughout. Like, so we have basically like a 4 on the floor because we're getting a kick, a boom, and then tap. So the kick is the downbeat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you can hear it in the guitar phrase and also in the vocal phrase. You listen to where it starts, and then when it feels like it comes to its conclusion, that vocal line, right? So that's how you can sort of identify that it's not going like 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So there's a lot more space, right, than you might think initially at first.
Caught in some traffic, but the radio was passing, drop a red light, and we're saying goodbye. Ooh, like the morning, feel like that.
Oh, you hear that nice drum fill. As soon as we get to this sort of, what is it, like a pre-chorus phrase, a lot of synth parts actually come in, right? The bass synth, right, that comes in. You can hear it very, very distinctly, and long whole note sustains on it. Whereas, you know, it's shorter between like eighth quarters, maybe even a half note at the beginning, and then when the synth comes in, it's like holding out whole note durations, and you have synth bass, and you also have some kind of keys sounds that are going on. It's everything's very like nothing's too deep. There's something to like the sort of maybe compressed or limited tone depth of most of the elements in the mix that gives it that weightlessness, that super light feeling. So the vocal rhythms are actually really fun. They're getting to the 16th note subdivisions in a lot of the phrases and a lot of the vocal lines, and it's kind of closely matches with the percussive rhythms, and it these ascending and descending types of lines, you know, that the distinct sort of shapes in the direction that they're moving, sort of scalar patterns, right? Coming down, da 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 da. That connected rhythm, the very, you know, it has a flow to it, right? Because of the type of rhythm, 16 notes that they're using, and it makes it very fun, but keeps it light too, right? Because you notice even the delivery, right, of a lot of these vocal lines, it's not full on chest voice. It's not like, you know, really projecting a big, huge sound. It's so delicate. Everything is so measured and like so deliberately light.
Come and take a ride with me. I got a credit card and some good company. So come through with a fit real good. Why is this that the running way? In on you, babe.
Oh, nice harmony. So there's some really, really nice vocal harmonies that are going on. And like in the phrases that just finished, you hear a main vocal, or like, I guess you say like the lead vocal on it. It's very upfront, very centered in the mix. The vocal harmony that's going on is all sort of stacked in the right, like it's all panned right. You can very clearly hear the other vocals over here. And then you'll have these instrumental arpeggios, right? This sort of keys sound like dee 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 dee, and that will come in the left. And everything about this is done. See how like Kiriko's alt here, right? The way that it's like a hologram, right? Or like this holographic light projection, right? That's like the really the sort of tonal, stylistic concept of the song itself, right? The way this song is structured is like that. It's a translucence. It's got shape, right? It's not just color. Those the rhythms and the vocal melodies and everything, the percussive rhythms, even the rhythm part in the guitar, these things all have like very definite shapes to them, but their narrowness, the types of tone, the sort of deliberately thinned, measured projection on everything, that's what gives it this feeling of something that is like a projected sort of hologram, a light based structure, right? It's actually really cool, man. It's really neat to see that in the game, and then try to recreate or express that as a musical concept, because this is not just, I mean, like it's always been there. It's always been there in the game. And if you know about like the Blizzard games and everything, this actually goes back to like World of Warcraft and stuff, maybe even some StarCraft. I mean, the use of this sort of translucent light structure, right, as something that goes way, way back, it just became a much bigger, prominent type of visual effect to use when Overwatch came around. But that's really the sort of concept, or that I'm interpreting anyway, from the song structure and just the overall like sound and style of everything. Oh, the reverb. There's like, even before this, right, on those hook lines, the vocal harmonies, there's a use of reverb, and I want to say even a delay on there, but it's got a huge like interval on it, because you can hear the sort of ringing of the end of the vocal line, right? So you can hear it as if it's echoing in a very big space. It's traveling across this space, and then there is a very faint bounce back, like as if it does hit a surface, and then you hear like that echo, right? But it's like a very wide interval on it as far as the timing on it. It's not like what. It's like ba, and then you hear like, but it's so faint, man. Like, and it's creating a massive space. On this part, you can really hear the reverb on it, because most of the mix has sort of like dropped down a little bit. But so you hear all that swirliness, right? The echo on the left. Bob's the security guard.
Don't stop going on my line.
There are these Overwatch cinematics that they'll release over time, and they're little animated features, I guess. They're usually pretty short, like they're not really big long productions, but they explain sections of the story behind it, and it's all character centric, right? Like they'll even have different styles for different characters in the game. But there's certain cinematics that come out, and they're very like they get you hyped, but in a very positive way, right? Like it's very endearing to the character, and it's kind of makes you like, that makes them like appeal as the hero characters, because that's what they're called, you know, they're the Overwatch heroes or whatever. And so this does a good job of incorporating that, like you know, these sequences and everything, the character sequences, and even this, you know, the like these pictures that they snapped, right, of like as if they're running around and having this, you know, time, and it's funny. There's little things that if you don't know the game, it probably doesn't make any sense, right? But Tracer, like, she went back and used the time jump. You know, she went back and got the tickets, and then she came, you know, and it's little specific things like that apply to the characters. Even Kiriko having the like tickets. I mean, those are things like straight out of the game. But it's fun. It is fun. Like it follows in that actually very well. Like it does match the cinematics in terms of quality and in terms of what they're actually showing. And it's fun. It's like a very fun video and concept, and yeah, they've incorporated it so well, because you see like Sombra's hat here is a Les Sserafim hat, you know, it says I'm fearless. Briggs' shirt has the Les Sserafim lines on it there. It's cool. Like this is very, very thoughtfully done. A lot of consideration, you know, went into making this, and so that's fun. But it's such a chill track. Like it's completely enjoyable, like the whole entire mix from top to bottom. Every sound in it is very warm. It's one of the most pleasant things, you know, that I've heard, and it's just so consonant. It's so warm, and everything is like it's super chill. I'm actually kind of like surprised by how laid back it is, but it's a great use of that sort of lo-fi style. I think they adapted every part of the mix really well. That guitar lick is fun, man. That's like it's super fun. I mean, it's just every time it comes around, you know, it's like, oh man, that's really cool. And the application of the production stuff on the vocals, really well done, like really well thought out. The panning on the vocals, contrasting left and right, a vocal sound with the sort of plug-in sound, an instrument sound, and keeping it very delicate. Like you have the vocal harmonies that are going on, sort of stacking a chord, and you just get a light synth arpeggio in the left, and it's, you know, 8th notes or 16th notes, really light, doesn't try to be a huge sound, right? It's just a balancing act. But everything, it's a weird sort of thing that's going on with space too, because for all of the sounds having that deliberate sort of like narrowness to them, right? Like it's all very measured. And then at the same time, they create this like massive cavernous space with the reverb and, you know, these like it's such a big space, and, you know, so it's these warm, narrow type of sounds that build up the mix. And so it is like this light in a kind of a dark expanse, right? Like it to me, that's the whole thing that's going on here. Like musically, so they're trying to create, you know, something, a structure out of light. And so this kind of informs tonally every sound, including the vocal. But again, having definite shapes, right? Because of the rhythms and because of the specific, so like if they're playing over a chord, you're basically getting some sort of scalar pattern that is in the key where the chord appears, and this gives it its characteristic consonance, but also provides that very definite shape that's super intuitive to like visualize. And to me, that seems like when they created this song, even from the compositional level, that was sort of like the idea from the start. And it's very cool, man. It's very cool. Yeah, it's neat to just see, you know, the stuff from the game. It's just something as for because you're gonna have a crossover, right? You're gonna have like fans of the game, and you're gonna have fans of the group, and there will be an overlap where some people are like fans of both, right? But if you know the game, then a lot of this stuff makes sense. You know, Kiriko using her ult, and then the van goes faster. I mean, that's like, you know, it's all very, very well executed. The application of the game concepts to the what's going on in the direction of the video. And so it's a super fun project, man. Like it really is. It is super, super fun. Man, it makes me want. I haven't played today. I played yesterday, but I didn't play today. Man, and for sure this week I'm going to get the Diva skin, right? Because all these versions of the characters are now in the game. I have seen them. When you start the game, and there's the options menu. It's something you can, it says Les Sserafim on it, and so you click on it, and then it shows you these specific character designs, these skins, you know, including all the Les Sserafim, like, you know, the hat and the shirts. Like it's cool. It's a really cool thing to see. And so there's all these different dimensions and layers to this crossover, this collaboration between the game and the group. And it's fun. It's a really fun thing, as this is closer, you know, than anything I've seen yet, right? Just because of, like I said, my familiarity with the game, and then also getting into the music, the groups and everything. So this is fun. It's really fun. But a very, very chill, laid back, and warm type of song that I wasn't anticipating. But I can say it's really pleasant. Like it really is so nice the way this song, you know, sounds overall. Like the whole thing is just it's so like easy to listen to. You know what I mean? It's just they caught this characteristic type of warmth and brightness, and that weightless, very light almost dreamlike feeling. It has that. There's some of the chord use in here, like some of those tones that you hear, the chromaticism in some of the arpeggios and stuff, that is going to lean into that sort of nostalgic, dreamlike type of feeling that's conveyed in the music. And so, yeah, like this whole, and it's perfect night, like there's some things about this that make it seem very, very dreamlike, like this is that's definitely one element of it. But also sort of having these constructs of light, these things that are very light in tone but have a definite shape to it. So it's very clever. It's a very, very well thought out song and production overall, both the audio and the video elements of it. Man, it's nice. They sound really, really awesome. Just a fun project. This is a really fun crossover project here. Les Sserafim X Overwatch 2 Perfect Night. That's a good time, man. It's a good time. It's like, it's a feel good type of track. And so that's very cool.